Thanks for checking out my micro drawings channel. Today I'm drawing a Kelvin, getting a water balloon ready. So I've got the pencil, the Copic multiliner 0.03 and quarter for scale reference there to start out. So I'm starting with the Copic multiliner 0.03, and I noticed the little nib, the little tip at the end was like bent at a 45-degree angle. So I had already started recording, so I just thought I'd deal with it, but I got to straighten that little thing out. I know sometimes they're replaceable, so I guess I will find out if they are on this one. So there's Kelvin. He's got the kind of the devious demon eyes, so in some ways it doesn't even look like him. You can tell by the trademark yellow hair, spiky hair, and the red striped shirt and black pants and all of that it's him. But he's got that look on his face, he's up to something, and obviously it's the water balloon. And so if you remember or look up the rest of this comic strip, you'll see the rest of what's going on. So this is him filling it up. I like to start with the facial features of the characters and kind of base off of that. So in this case, I started with his eyes and his nose, and then came down basically his body with the t-shirt and the shorts, and then I came back and drew in the side, the ears, the spiky hair up on top, and then his little teeny hands. He's got one, this one's holding the water balloon on, and the other one is kind of tucked up behind his head there, has got his hand on the faucet. So there's the little water balloon, and there's the hand in the back. Again, this is the Copic multiliner 0.03, and the Copic sketch markers, they're alcohol based, so they'll blend together, but whatever they put in this black Copic multiliner, they make it so it doesn't bleed or blur or get smeared with the liquid from the Copic sketch markers. So pretty nice, because once you got it in place, it's in place. So there, the illusion of the wall or the block foundation of the building, and some little blades of grass and so on. And there, I think I was just trying to add his little eyeball, but his eye's so dang small. But if you didn't have that little eyeball on it, in there, it looked more like he was a demon with the glazed out, gray, glassy eyes. So at any rate, pencil for scale reference. There's the cotton pearl, the skin tone on Kelvin. And there I was just adding a little bit more on the hair with the Copic multiliner, kind of to determine that edge between his hair and his head. So again, these are Copic sketch markers. I'm using the fine tip point, and I'm just barely touching in there. If I hold it too long or push too hard, it bleeds around the paper, around the rest of the drawing. So I'm just trying to lightly touch that. Try to use a thinner and less tooth paper, so it's not as absorbent or as rigid. It's a little smoother, and I should probably look for something a little smoother yet than what I'm using, but seems to work pretty good. There, I added the red on Kelvin's shirt. There's the yellow on his trademark hair. Just trying to get that in there carefully. And there's a quarter for reference again. So you can see Kelvin, he's about the size of George Washington's eye, top of his eyes to his chin. So if you have a quarter, take it out and look at that. That's how big the drawing is. And sometimes, even though the video shows the quarter next to it, unless you're really looking at the actual drawing or an actual quarter in front of you and seeing how small that is, it's hard to get the feel for how small the micro drawings end up being. So there, I'm again using those Copic sketch markers. And again, thanks for visiting the channel. Please consider subscribing and sharing with other people if you haven't. And there, I'm putting in the gray, like concrete block wall. Trying to work up, just to his hair. Leave a little room for bleeding, so the gray bleeds right up to the hair itself. I'm trying not to overlap it. So just lightly touching that, rotating the paper so my point is working up to the established drawing or line that's already there. And this actually took a little longer than I thought it would. There's just a lot of gray. And, you know, in between his face and his arms holding the water balloon. Then off to the side, I've got another piece of paper, and I'm trying out the couple different blues to decide, you know, what was going to be the water versus the water balloon. So you can see there's water in it, almost full. You know, the weight is there. It's sagging. But then the lighter blue to show the part of the water balloon that doesn't have the water in it. So there it is, and I'm putting on the date, July 13th of 20, and my initials. Thanks again for checking this out. Thanks for watching.